So we pose that the privately provided news is inaccurate because there's a profit motive. We sort of explain that privately, provided news is a volume-led business. Better, more interesting stories that may have been, inflated, will sell better and, drive stronger sort of top line growth, right? So the point we're really making is, we aren't, showing that accurate news is a public good. But we are showing that private news, private news is inaccurate. So it's not a perfect solution, but it definitely is like a step in the right direction. I think to really crack the case open, though, we have to also we must also bring things back slightly. We must also then kind of, in our main body 3, I think we must focus. Oh, sorry, I've got in caps. We must focus on historical examples of biased state media and adverse informational selections, right? That's really what we need to introduce there. So we must focus on historical examples of biased state media and adverse informational selections. The example I gave, of course, was Russia versus US in the Cold War. Both sides regularly, posted their own propaganda to motivate their people, but also keep their own internal political tensions and civil population at rest, right? That's the real kind of reason why they did it, right? They're actually trying to sort of internally control the population a bit. And I think the other thing that's interesting is, thinking a bit about, the election cycle model, right? And remember, this kind of came from the Thabo model that we discussed, right? The idea that, remember we said, models, models suggest that a country with a main government, but lots of little local governments is an efficient producer of public goods because they compete for democratic votes through provision and quality of public goods. Now, of course, a counter argument is, over competition on, public good provision, may sort of result in overspend on public goods, especially if a government is just about to leave office and the opposition will take over. There is an incentive for the incumbent, state official to spend as much of the budget as possible before the handover. And this is a very typically sort of discussed kind of symptom, shall we call it, right? It's a regularly discussed symptom.